Good morning, children. Now today in science we will start seed dispersal. We will discuss seed dispersal. How do the seeds get dispersed? Okay, so plants, they are fixed in one place. Plants, they cannot move from one place to the other place, since they are living organisms, but they cannot move from one place to another place like other animals. They are fixed in one place. But how do they move? Some parts of the plant they can move. Okay, so since they cannot move from one place to the other place, so how do you think the seeds gets dispersed? How do you think the seeds get scattered? So to discuss that, now what you have learned is the process of pollination and fertilization, right? Flower, it is the reproductive part of a plant. So after the process of pollination and fertilization, this flower get converted into a fruit, and the seeds will develop inside the fruit. Then the new plant will grow from that seed. So to grow the plant, a new plant from a seed, the seeds, they needed to get some favorable conditions. And to get those conditions, the seeds, they needed to be scattered, right? So once the seeds which are inside the fruit, once they get matured, then the seeds will fall from the parent plant. So if the seeds of one parent plant, suppose if the seeds fall, all the seeds fall near the parent plant only, then what do you think will happen to the seeds? Do you think all the seeds will germinate? Do you think all the seeds will grow into a new plant? Because as you have learned, for the seeds to germinate, the seeds, they needed favorable conditions. They needed enough of air, water, sunlight, and even some space for them to grow. So if all the seeds fall in one place near the parent plant, then what will happen? The seeds will not get the favorable conditions like air, water, sunlight, and even space, because one fruit contains thousands of seeds, right? So if all the seeds from all the fruits fall in one place, then there will be a fight among the seeds for the air, for water, for sunlight, and even for space. So what will happen? There will be a fight among themselves, and in that fight, the stronger one will survive and the weaker ones will die. So in order to avoid that, it is really necessary, it is really important for the seeds to disperse, to scatter away from the parent plant. Okay, so what is seed dispersal? It is the process of scattering of seeds away from the parent plant. So the scattering of seeds away from the parent plant is called seed dispersal or dispersal of seeds. Now, how do you think the seeds gets dispersed? Have you seen the plants, parent plant, scattering the seeds away from them? No. Have you seen the plant dispersing the seeds by themselves? No. So the dispersal of seeds can be done by some natural agents, and those natural agents are wind, water, animals, and fruit explosion. So these are the natural agents which will help to disperse the seeds. So the first one is wind. Now you know what is wind, right? We cannot see the wind, but we can feel it, right? So it blows. So what type of seeds are dispersed by the wind? So the seeds that are scattered or dispersed by winds must be small in size and light in weight. So these are the two main characteristics of a seed which are dispersed by wind. Seeds small in size and they must be light in weight. Alright, so that they can be easily blown away or carried away by the wind away from their parent plant. Okay, so the examples of such seeds are dandelion, seeds of dandelion, then maple, cotton plant, etc. So these dandelion seeds, they have a small fine long hair-like structures. This is the dandelion seeds. They have a fine long hair-like structures and it's very light. So, and these long hair-like structure, they act like a parachute. So they act like a parachute which will help the seeds easily blown away to the distant places. Then the seeds of maple, they have a wing-like structures. So when they are blown away by the wind, these wing-like structures of a maple seed will help them to carry it away from the parent plant. So once they are blown away from the parent plant, once they are scattered away from the parent plant, then they will get enough of space, air, sunlight, and there will be no more fight among the seeds. In that way, this new plant will grow from the seed. So this is how the wind will scatter the seeds away from the parent plant. Then the next agent is water. Now, water will disperse the seeds of those plants that grow in water. So what do you call the plants that grow in water? They are called hydrophytes. They are called aquatic plants, right? So the seeds are dispersed, the seeds of the plants that grow in water or near the water bodies, they are dispersed by water. And the seeds that are dispersed by water, they are, what are the nature? They are spongy, or they have fine fibrous outer covering. So you can see this is the seed of coconut and it has a fine fibrous outer covering. Okay, so the examples of such seeds are coconut and lotus. So the spongy fruit of lotus and the fibrous outer covering of coconut will help them to easily float in water. Okay, and in that way the seeds can be dispersed away from the parent plant. Then the next agent are animals. Now you know seeds are dispersed by animals, birds, including human beings also. Like animals and the human beings, they eat the fruits and they will throw away the seeds and the new plant will grow from that seed, right? And sometimes some of the birds or animals, they eat the fruit and along with the seeds, and that seed sometimes will not get digested inside their body. So what happened? They will excrete that seed, they will remove that seed in their droppings and the new plant will grow again from that seed. Okay, and sometimes some of the seeds have hook-like structures, or some of the seeds they have spine-like structures. So these hook or spine-like structures of a seed, they will help the seed to cling to the body of animals. And while the animals they move from one place to another place, the seeds can be dispersed in that way also. So the examples of such seeds are xanthium. It has a hook, the seed of xanthium has a hook-like structure, and the seeds of spear grass has a spine-like structures, which can easily cling to the body of animals. While the animals move from one place to the other place, they will be scattered away from their parent plant to distant places. Okay. Then the last one is fruit explosion. Now the pods of some of the fruits like peas, beans, balsam, they will burst open or explode. So this is a pea plant, and the pod of some of the fruit like a pea plant, they will burst open and they will explode when they dry. Then in that way the seeds will get scattered away from the parent plant. So this is about this is the need for seed dispersal, and this is about the dispersal of seeds. So thank you, children.